Hey, y'all, it's your girl Shay. Welcome back to my channel. Y'all, why I just started this video, right? I forgot my intro. Forgot my snaps and my claps. I'm off my game. Come on, Shayna. I've been enjoying summer too long. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? Welcome for all my people. Thank you. Welcome. For all my new subscribers. Thank you. Welcome. You are welcome here. Thank you for joining the family. This is where we get better, not bitter. This is our journey. We're going and we're glowing through what we're going through. We digging deep, and we not just keeping it. We not just keeping it deep. We go surface too. We talk about hair, like my Rapunzel. Shout out to April Harris. She does my ponytail. Shout out to April. So we talk about everything here. Everything. So I just wanted to come by. Y'all, we're gonna talk about, I feel like this, y'all know how this go. If you new here, patience is a virtue. Okay. All right, y'all, let's get into it. Our topic today, rejection. Rejection. Look, we've all experienced it. So I want to take this time to tell y'all a little bit about me and my journey. If you don't know, I am a licensed clinical social worker. So I feel like that fan, because I got my fan on, and I feel like that's like, you can see it. Hold on. Y'all know we ain't starting this video over, because we keeps it a buck over here. All right, y'all. So y'all know I'm a clinical social worker. If you didn't know that, I'm a licensed clinical social worker. Now, in order to become a clinical social worker, this is the deal. You got to get your master's degree in social work, okay? After you get your master's degree in social work, you have to sit for a licensing exam for whatever state you reside, okay? Once you pass your licensing exam, the first one, you get a license. At the time when I passed it, it was called an LGSW, which stands for a licensed graduate social worker. And now it's a licensed master social worker. So it's an LMSW, okay? After you do that, you have to do some clinical work, and you have to get supervised by somebody who is already a licensed clinical social worker. Okay, so then you get these hours, and I'm not going to get into all the technicalities when it comes to that. You take these hours, and then you apply again to take the next licensing exam, which is the licensed certified social worker clinical exam. Okay, so then you go and you take that. And then that's when you become a licensed clinical social worker like I am now. All right, y'all. Graduate. Picture it. Me graduating from grad school. Go to take my exam. Failed it. Okay. A lot of people failed it first time round. All right. Dust myself off. You have to take it every 90 days. You can only take it every 90 days unless you get like a waiver from your job saying, hey, this person is in danger of employment. Da 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 da. All right. So then I took it again. Failed it again. All right, you need a 75 to pass. First time I took it, I got a 70. Second time I took it, I believe I got a 72. We go in for a third time. Third time I took it, I got a 73. Fourth time I took it, I got a 70. Last time I took it, I got a 75. Okay, so I finally passed. So I passed it on taking it the fifth time. Do y'all know what that did to my self-esteem? Something that I knew that God called me to do. If you have not watched my Finding Your Purpose video, please watch my Finding Your Purpose video. It's my story on how I found my purpose to become a licensed clinical social worker and this visual artist that I call myself. But anyway. So I went through a whole transition with that. I went through this state of, I went through depression. I had to grieve every time I failed. I had to reset myself again and go at it again. Like I said, every 90 days, I'm going at it again. And the pressure got really high because the last time when I passed it, taking it the fifth time, I got a new job. And they told me, your job offer is contingent upon you passing this exam. Do you know how much pressure that was on me? And I said, and I'd already put in my notice, and I said, you know what? I ain't staying in this, because I was in a job where I was very miserable. I said, Shayna, you're going to pass it. And lo and behold, with some prayer, meditation and some real hard work and some undoing with that rejection of failing all those times did, I got to the point of victory. So that's what I want to talk to you about today. I want to talk to you getting to that point of victory and how you get there. And if you don't address these issues of rejection, they will continue to rise up in your life. They will continue to hinder you and keep you from God's best, keep you from God's plan, keep you from what you have set out for yourself. Okay? So let's start at the very beginning. I just wanted to give you that because I may refer back to my story to be able to drive the point home. All right, first thing we're going to do is define rejection. Define rejection. Rejection is the dismissing or refusing of a proposal, idea, etc. Okay? It is the dismissing or refusing of a proposal, idea, or etc. So while I'm applying for this exam, they're rejecting me, saying that we reject this proposal for you to become a social worker. Okay? Do y'all understand? If you're in a relationship and someone is always cheating on you, they are rejecting you in a way where you feel like you're responsible for it, right? If you're trying to have children and start a family and you're unable to conceive, you then feel rejected, right? Y'all with me? Stay with me. Okay, so that's the definition. So I want to talk about this article that I found from the American Psychology Association. And the title of the article was The Pain of Social Rejection. So this is the pain of social rejection. This is a quote that I took from that article. As researchers have dug deeper into the roots of rejection, they found surprising evidence that the pain of being excluded is not so different from the pain of physical injury. So basically what that's saying is that rejection has the emotional part of rejection is no different than you experiencing a physical injury. That's how catastrophic and that's how deep it goes emotionally. Okay. Now, I didn't say this at the beginning, but y'all know me. Y'all been with me for a while. Put me on pause. Go get your notebook. Go get what you need to do. Get your snack. Get comfy because we're going to dive in. Okay. So y'all got that. So we understand from that alone, we know that rejection is not anything to take lightly. This is something that we have to nurture and heal. The same way if we had a broken foot, we would have to go to the doctor. We would have to address it. We have to find out exactly what damage did it cause. We have to find out, okay, once the damage is caused, what is the damage that was caused? How are we going to, what is the treatment plan to go in and fix it? What is the prognosis? What is the diagnosis? What are we going to do? How are we going to get myself back where we were? Will I ever get back to where I was with this broken foot, right? That's the same thing about rejection. So I want you to really, really take heed on this, okay? All right, so I came up with some things that I feel like I need to tell you about rejection. And again, this is my opinion. This is my personal experience and professional experience as I'm in training, as I'm discussing this. Okay. Feelings that accompany rejection is an overall feeling that you're not good enough. Overall feeling that you're not good enough. That situationship. And I talk about that a lot because that was really a part for myself that needed healing. Because I continue to allow myself to be in these things. And as I talk to a lot of single women are falling prey to this as well. Okay. So it's that overall feeling that you're not good enough. All right. Number one, these are the feelings that accompany it. Outside of that overall feeling, number one is anger. You're angry. You know how mad I was after I paid, how much was it? It was like $200. I think it was $175 each time I took that exam. I was already broke. Then you talking about having to take this, and I would make more money if I were to become that, right? A clinical social worker. Not to mention, there were some other things that actually prevented me. I had to do another year longer, but that's a whole nother story. I can't even get into that. So I was angry about that. Rejection makes you angry. You develop resentment. If you see other women conceiving and having babies and having children, or you even see women who have children and don't want them, but all you want is one. Resentment. Third thing, jealousy, envy. You're looking at somebody else like, how? Like, how'd you get this and I didn't? Jealousy and envy. Number 4, it lowers your self-esteem. And number 5, you develop animosity. You can develop animosity. Like, I don't even want to be in this profession. I don't even want to do this. I could have said that. Oh, I could have threw in the towel. I could have threw in the towel after number 2. But that wasn't God's plan for me. So I kept going. All right. So brings me to, what are the consequences for you not addressing rejection? What are the consequences? Number 1, you will miss out on opportunity and experiences. This level of licensure where I am now was where I was supposed to be. It's where I'm supposed to be. I wouldn't even be able to get on here and talk to you all about these things if I didn't have that test, if I didn't have that training, if I didn't have jobs that required me to have that level of licensure, to be able to be experienced in my field, right? So I would have missed out on opportunities. Who knew that God was going to have me talk to y'all like this? But I would have missed out on it. Number 2, you will never fully live and let go. You will always feel not good enough. You will always, if you continue to not address it, you'll continue to ruminate in it. And the stories you tell yourself, you can talk yourself in and out of anything. Okay? So you will never fully live and let go. Number 3, your quality of life suffers if you don't address it. Your quality of life suffers. Like I said, I'm going to use myself an example and go back to this licensing exam. Please feel free to use any example in your mind that comes to your mind. And as you write down and, take notes on this, your quality of life. I wouldn't have been able to make as much money as I'm making now. And making more money has afforded me more luxuries. If you haven't watched my low-cost luxury video, please go watch that. That was last week. But you understand what I'm saying? And it's not all about the money, but it is about being comfortable. You don't sacrifice and do all these things not to get the end result. You don't go to school a lot of times just to go to learn. You can learn in a library for free. You go to school to get a degree, so it separates you from other people who don't. It makes you more marketable, right? So that's what that's about. Okay, number 4, you can develop anxiety. Are you kidding me? Do you know what it was like for me to go in there knowing that I had a job on the line? I was miserable in the job I was in. I had a job on the line, and I was like, oh my God, if I don't get this, where am I going to be? Back here? I had a lot of anxiety because I had a lot of self-doubt. Okay, then number 5, negative self-talk. I'm saying to myself, oh my God, I don't think you can do it. You failed it so many times. You ain't going to be able to do it. And that's when I had to shut it down. But that negative talk was going on in my mind. Number 6, you become complacent, scared to take risks, and scared to try something new. Number 7, it increases your self-doubt. I think I said it already. And number 8, it makes it difficult to trust. It makes it difficult to trust. And that goes back to even trusting yourself. Trusting yourself, or even trusting God to be able to bring you out. All right, let's keep it moving. Now, how do you deal with and address rejection? Okay. Number 1, you got to change your perspective. Was it rejection? Or was it God's protection? I'm going to say it again. Was it rejection or was it God's protection? Sometimes God has perfect timing. whether we know it or not. But you got to always remember, when you start to really trust, and if you haven't tried God, I don't care what religion you in, what practice, you try something, because it gets to a point where you can only take yourself but so far. Believing in a higher power takes you higher. Okay? And you start to understand that everything works together for your good. I'm going to say it again. Everything works together for your good. All of your rejections and everything. Okay? Number 2, you have to start healing by separating yourself from what's hurting you. So knowing that I needed to pass this exam, right, for my career, I had to separate myself from myself. I had to get out of my head. I had to get out my head. Telling myself, oh, you're not going to be able to do it. Oh, you haven't done it before. Oh, so you're not going to do it again. I had to combat that. Right? I had to get out of that space. And I had to get into a more of a spiritual space, because that was the only way I was going to do it. Because I did it here before and it wasn't working. And I knew the material, but it's just about that negative self-talk is powerful. If you need to watch that video, go watch that. Okay, number 3, acknowledge the pain without minimizing it. Acknowledge the pain. Don't be like, oh, I'm all right. No, you're not okay. If you get disappointed one more time, if you get rejected one more time, I don't know who I'm talking to today. If you meet one more person online and this thing don't come to pass, if you don't end up with a ring, if you don't see that pregnancy stick have 2 lines in it, I don't know who I'm talking to. You got to acknowledge that pain. Because you're human. You ain't no robot. You're not a robot. You're not supposed to feel good all the time. If things are hurting you, it's okay to acknowledge that. Okay? If you need a therapist, I'll list the information for Psychology Today down below. And then last but not least is acceptance. You got to accept where you are. I had to accept the fact, okay, Shayna, go back to the drawing board. What do you think you did wrong? Because once you acknowledge that it hurt, once you acknowledge that you have played a part in this, whether it is giving the wrong person a chance, whether it was putting too many eggs in one basket, whether it was whatever, I had to go back to the drawing board with my licensing exam. And I said, okay, now what do you need to do? I shut it down. When I tell you I went to the library 6 days a week, studying in my house wasn't working. And I went in the same spot. I prayed and I stopped eating all that junk food. I started eating more whole foods. When it was time for me to study, I had my carrot sticks. I wasn't eating no chips. I needed to do things that was going to feed my body in a healthy way so I could perform at the level. Okay? All right. Now, what else I got? I think that's it. I got a couple more. Where is it? Oh, come on. Devil, don't mess with me today. I don't know where it is. I do want to say this. I had some scriptures for you. But one thing I can say for sure is that, what is it? Everything works together for your good. And some other ones, and I'm drawing a blank and I don't want this video to be too long. So, I'm going to list the scriptures down below for you to take reference in that. Oh, and one of my favorite ones, and I love this one. Hope deferred makes the heart sick. You keep hoping for something and it doesn't happen. It doesn't come to fruition. It causes your heart to become sick. Y'all, that's a lot. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. There's help out there if you need help. If you need assistance, don't feel like you have to go at it alone. You don't have to go at it alone. There is help out here for you. And, time changes everything. Time changes everything. Sometimes it's just not the right time. Sometimes it's not you. It's not that you're not good enough. It's not that you're not pretty enough. It's not that you're not smart enough. It's not that you're not small enough. It's not that you don't have enough money. It's not that you don't have the right friends. It's not that you don't have the right job. It's not that you don't have the right car. It's not any of those things. Sometimes it's just time. Be patient. Persevere. Get in relationship with a higher power, with a higher God. And believe, and no sky's the limit. And this is why I tell you what I tell you every time I see you. You deserve the best out of life, and ain't nobody better than you. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Do you understand? All right, y'all. That's it. That's it. Your girl had to go there with that, though. Because that rejection thing will take you out of here. I promise you. I've been there and I done seen some days. Let me tell you, you see glory right now. But when I tell you this girl done seen some days, she's seen some days. But prayer, and praise and worship, and some good journaling, and some good crying, and some good shoulders to lean on. Your girl got through, and you can do it too. All right, y'all. So y'all know, follow me on social media all week. I'll be talking about rejection and anything else that my body and my mind feels like doing. Because y'all know I'm on summer break. I'm cooling off from the burnout. Follow me at Instagram. I'll list my Instagram below. And that brings me into my spiel. I hope this message has inspired you. I hope this message finds you blessed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you all in my next video.